The invasion was scheduled to begin at dawn. Across the Kethri hegemony, fleets were fueled, troops mobilized, and victory forecast finalized. The target was small, politically isolated, and strategically valuable, a border system whose only protection was a thin layer of diplomacy and outdated treaties. No one expected resistance, especially not from a single visiting envoy. Ambassador Lyra Valen of the Orith Compact arrived precisely on time. Her shuttle descended smoothly onto the ceremonial platform, surrounded by banners and armed honor guards. Cameras broadcast a moment across the hegemony's capital world. This was meant to be a performance of dominance, a reminder of who held power. The invasion fleet waited just beyond the system's edge. All that remained was a signal. The shuttle doors opened. Ambassador Valen stepped out, composed and calm. Then someone else followed. The camera zoomed in automatically. The crowd went quiet. He was tall, not towering, but solid, broad shoulders, balanced stance, eyes scanning without obvious movement. No ornate armor, no visible weapons beyond a simple sidearm secured at his hip. His uniform was unfamiliar, plain, dark, marked only by a small blue and white emblem on the shoulder. The human bodyguard stopped one step behind the ambassador and stood still, not at attention, at readiness. A junior intelligence officer leaned toward his superior. "Sir, that's a human." The superior stiffened. "Are you certain?" "Yes. Genetic markers confirm it." A pause. "Why is there a human here?" Ambassador Valen smiled politely at the assembled dignitaries. "Thank you for receiving me on such short notice," she said. "I trust my arrival does not inconvenience your schedules." The Kethri Minister of Expansion forced a courteous expression. "Of course not," he replied, "though I must admit we did not expect additional personnel." His eyes flicked briefly toward the human. The human did not react. The minister gestured toward the chamber doors. "Shall we proceed inside?" Ambassador Valen nodded and began walking. The human followed, exactly one step behind. Always. Inside the Intelligence Command Center, alarms did not sound. Instead, screens quietly updated, threat assessments recalculated, probability matrices shifted. Long-standing assumptions began collapsing. "Pull everything we have on humans," the minister snapped once the doors sealed. "We already have," an analyst replied, voice tight. "That's a problem." Humans were not rare in the galaxy. They were just selective. They didn't send bodyguards to show. They sent them when there was something worth surviving. In the invasion command hub, an admiral frowned at his display. "Why are our projections changing?" A technician swallowed. "Sir, the presence of a human combat specialist has altered several variables." "Several?" The admiral scoffed. "It's one being." "Yes, sir," the technician replied. "One human." Historical files surfaced. Redacted reports. Classified after-action summaries. Entire conflicts labeled resolved with no further explanation. One phrase appeared again and again. Human asset deployed. Engagement aborted. Back in the negotiation chamber, the minister cleared his throat. "Ambassador Valen," he said, "may I ask the purpose of your visit?" She folded her hands calmly. "To discuss your fleet movements," she replied. The minister froze. "What about them?" "They are very well hidden," she continued pleasantly, "but not invisible." She gestured slightly. The human spoke for the first time. "Third moon shadow," he said quietly. "Poor dispersion. Easy to box in." The room went cold. The minister stared at him. "You analyze our invasion fleet." The human shrugged. "Hard not to," he said. "You parked it." Military commanders across the hegemony received urgent updates. Human tactical awareness confirmed. Human combat specialists identified. Projected engagement outcomes revised. Victory probability plummeted. An advisor leaned toward the minister, whispering urgently, "If this escalates and the human is harmed." The minister cut him off sharply. "I know." Everyone knew. Ambassador Valen leaned forward. "My people value stability," she said. "We prefer dialogue to conflict." She smiled. "But we also prefer not attending funerals." Silence stretched. The human shifted his weight slightly. Every sensor in the room tracked the movement. The minister finally spoke. "What would you propose?" "Simple," the ambassador replied. "You withdraw your fleets. Publicly. Immediately." The minister hesitated. That would be politically embarrassing. The human looked at him. Better than the alternative. Somewhere in deep space, invasion fleets received a single encrypted command. Stand down. Return to holding positions. No fanfare. No explanation. Just obedience. When the announcement reached the public channels, confusion erupted. Speculation followed. But no one laughed. Later, as Ambassador Valen's shuttle departed, a junior officer finally asked a question no one else dared. So, was that human really enough to stop a war? The minister watched the shuttle disappear into the sky. "No," he said quietly. He paused. He was enough to remind us what happens next. In the weeks that followed, invasion plans were quietly shelved. Borders stabilized. Treaties were renegotiated. And across military academies and intelligence circles, a new rule was added, unofficial, but universally understood. If a diplomat arrives with a human bodyguard, the negotiation is already over, because humans are not sent to intimidate. They are sent to ensure survival. And when even one stands silently behind a negotiator, the galaxy listens.